Hello friends, how are you all doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Shaquille, and today we're traveling back to one of the most transformative moments in American history. 1803, the Louisiana Purchase, the deal that doubled the size of the United States and set the stage for America to become a continental power. Friends, let's first understand the background that made the famous Louisiana Purchase of 1803 possible. This wasn't just a land deal. It was about power, politics, and the pressure of circumstances. At the time, France was ruled by Napoleon Bonaparte, who was deeply involved in Europe's power struggles. He was fighting wars against Britain, building armies, and dreaming of a vast empire. But reality struck. Wars were draining France's treasury. Napoleon needed money, and he needed it fast. Meanwhile, America was still a young nation, trying to stabilize itself. But one major problem stood in its way: the Mississippi River. This river was the lifeline of American trade and agriculture. Yet control of the river and the vital port city of New Orleans was in French hands. If that port were ever closed, America's economy would suffer deeply. Napoleon's France still held the vast Louisiana Territory, but managing it was becoming impossible. France needed money. America needed land and free trade. Their interests aligned perfectly. This shows us that the Louisiana Purchase wasn't just a business deal. It was the product of urgent needs and historic circumstances. Now friends, here's the most surprising part: the price. America purchased this enormous territory for only $15 million. Yes, $15 million for 828,000 square miles of land. That's the equivalent of about 15 modern U.S. states. It was one of the greatest real estate deals in history. Land for just a few cents per acre. Why was it so cheap? Napoleon desperately needed funds for his European wars. He had already lost Haiti, France's richest colony, to a massive rebellion. Realizing he couldn't manage colonies in the Americas, he chose to sell. On the American side, President Thomas Jefferson initially wanted only New Orleans to secure trade. But when Napoleon offered the entire Louisiana Territory, Jefferson seized the golden opportunity. On April 30th, 1803, the historic deal was signed. America bought the territory for $15 million, doubling its size overnight and laying the foundation of future economic and military strength. The Louisiana Purchase was more than just land. It was the realization of a dream. Before 1803, the U.S. stretched only from the East Coast to the Mississippi River. But this purchase pushed its borders far west, opening up plains, rivers, mountains, forests, and farmland. This land included what would later become 15 states, among them Arkansas, Missouri, Iowa, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Montana. It wasn't just about geography. Farmers gained fertile land, traders found new routes, and settlers began moving westward. The deal laid the foundation for America's transformation into a coast-to-coast nation. Friends, the Louisiana Purchase is seen as a turning point in U.S. history. It gave America a new identity, not just a young republic, but an emerging power. Economically, fertile farmland boosted agriculture. Strategically, control of the Mississippi River and New Orleans secured America's independence in trade. Politically, Jefferson called the deal the completion of the dream of democracy. The Louisiana Purchase was both an economic engine and a strategic shield. Farmers gained vast new lands, trade expanded, defense was strengthened, and settlers moved west, securing America's future. The effects of the Louisiana Purchase went far beyond 1803. It transformed the U.S. into a continental power, sparked westward expansion, strengthened Jefferson's vision, and allowed America to act independently on the global stage. The Louisiana Purchase, the bargain that doubled America's land, reshaped its destiny, and put it firmly on the path to becoming a world power. If you enjoyed this journey into history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.